What is going on, you guys? This is your boy Taladia Plays, bringing you back with another Gotham Knights video. And in today's Gotham Knights video, it's going to be my review for the game. It's going to be an honest and truthful review for it. And I know there's been dozens and dozens and dozens of reviews for this game since release, but seeming as the game, I've just recently finished it in terms of story and side quests, and there isn't much left for me to do but just to try and get platinum. I just like thought, why not just make a review of the game? Because seeming as if I'm gonna redo the game again, it's gonna waste time. Instead, I might as well just do a review. So in this review, guys, I'm gonna be doing positives and negatives. So I'll be doing really positive sides of what I thought, which I thought were really cool things for the game, and the negative sides, which were the less, the less impactful things I feel for the game. And honestly, I just think that this review is going to be a truthful and honest one. Yes, I'm a DC fan, and yes, I really was amped up for this game. But after playing it for such a long time, after playing it for about 2 hours, 2 hours, 2 weeks, playing it for 2 weeks, I think it's fairly fitting that I do this review now before it's too late. Um, so that being said, though, guys, if you're new around here and you haven't subscribed to the YouTube page, feel free to hit the subscribe button, guys, and hit that notification bell because when a video does go live or a stream that I do that does go live, you will be notified. Anyway, let's talk about the review. Now we're going to go over the positives first. The positives being what I felt for this game. So I felt the positives for this game were two or three, well, five things really. And the obvious thing I would say, the story. The story I felt was really solid. I didn't think the story was bad at all. I felt the story had something there. It had so much lore from not only from the New 52, by the way, because they were using the New 52 Batman comics from Scott Snyder, but they expanded on it even further using the Court of Owls, and they put their own tail on it with having the League of Assassins. Alert: the League of Assassins are in this game, and yes, you get to fight them. And I thought it was really cool that you got to fight the League of Assassins alongside the Court of Owls. So I thought that was really cool, and that was in the story. Now, the second strongest point I feel for this game is the combat mechanics. Now, some people might say, well, it isn't like Arkham. True, it's not like Arkham, but it's a fresh take on a Batman-esque game. We haven't had something this fresh since Arkham, I would say since Arkham Knight. This is pretty fresh, it's new, it's different, and the combat mechanics just feel, yeah, some people say it feels clunky, and sometimes it did, but for me it was like okay, like there was so much fun I had with using the mechanics, especially when it comes down to stealth and when it came down to, just flying all over the place with Nightwing, because Nightwing was my favorite character to play as. Now, the third and the most important thing about this positive side, I would have to say, is side villains, the most obscure side villains, which were Harley Quinn, Mr. Freeze, and Clayface. Those three characters alone were pretty cool. That you got to have them as a side quest, and there was not one time you fight them, but you fight them twice. So I thought that was pretty nice, and that you learned their backstories as well, and like how this is leading up to Gotham Knights. Oh, they had an encounter with Batman, so you get to learn that while playing the game. So I thought that was pretty cool. Um, Now the fourth one I'd say I would have to say the fourth one has to be the uh, the the dialogues between the characters. I think the dialogue between um, Batgirl, Nightwing, and Red Hood, all the characters in connect really well. I think they gel really well, and they do stand out as a unit. So I really like that. And I think if they had more time to polish this game, I think it would have been even more better than what we got. In terms of trying to not make it a little bit awkward at times, because there was a little bit of awkwardness, but they did gel together. That you did get to see the really funny side of Nightwing. You got to see um the smartness from Tim, and also you got to see the seriousness from Barbara Gordon. All the voice actors, props to them for bringing these characters to life. Now we're gonna be talking about the downside, the negative side of the game. Now I feel we should start this off, and that is, let's get this one out of the window, and that is this game is locked at 30 FPS. Is this a deal breaker for me? No, I don't think it's a deal breaker for me. Would I love to have it at 60? Yes. But because the devs said no, it's going to be locked at 30, it's kind of a negative point because um, I feel that they could have done so much to make it a 60 FPS, and it would have been cool to have that in on the consoles, because the console, especially on PlayStation 5, the PlayStation 5 system is really powerful. And if they're able to get 60 FPS on PC, I don't see why not on PlayStation 5. So that's what I feel there. Now, let's talk about the other big elephant in the room, and that is crossplay. Now, there was no crossplay so far for this game, and I feel that's another downside, because it would have been nice to have some of your friends that are playing on PC, or if you got friends on Xbox that you want to play with them Gotham Knights, and you can't because it has to be on the same platform, which is kind of a sucky move. And I don't know why they did not do crossplay. I think if they were going to do crossplay, they should have announced that earlier. But and I talked about this in my video, you know, before the game released, actually, with my co-host DC Comics Gamer, and I said in that video that this could break Gotham Knights, and I was right. That literally that it did in reviews. There was no crossplay, and when you had to when there was option for crossplay, it was only between Steam and Epic Games, which I was just like, okay, that doesn't make sense because they're both on PC. But but that's why I think they shouldn't have to be a no crossplay feature. I think every game should have crossplay feature. Now let's talk about the villains. I talked about this before. I think there should have been more villains added to the game. I think like we only got 5 boss fights for this game, which was the League of Assassins. And spoiler warning, you got 5 seconds. Five, four, three, two, one. Okay, the big boss fight we actually got was Bruce Wayne, and you got to fight him. And that was the first big boss fight you faced off against. Then it was Talia al Ghul, and then obviously the last 3 were Harley Quinn, Mr. Freeze, and Clayface. And funnily enough, if you're level 30, you would fly through those boss fights, no problem at all. And that is saying something, because I was level 30 and I was already at the end game. I was just like, you know what? I'll do this, finish the story, finish everything I needed to do. It didn't take me more than 30 minutes, 30, 40 minutes just to beat those bosses with flying colors. And the only boss fight I'd say that I struggled on was not Harley Quinn, was Clayface, because that one is a bit of a a bit of a hard one when it comes down to doing the second part of the boss fight. You'll see what I mean when you play the game yourself. But for me, yeah, I think there should be more villains added. I think there needs to be Two-Face, there need to be um, Killer Moth, Scarecrow. Um, Obviously no Joker in this one because they said there's no Joker in the game. I'll even say this: even to get the opportunity to face off against the Riddler would have been really cool. We didn't even get that. So there needs to be more villains. Hopefully DLC, because they are doing a DLC for this game. That we're going to get more villains coming along the way. Because the next DLC that we're getting is going to be called Heroic Assault. And that's a four-player co-op that is separate to the main game. So, and rumors are saying that the main villain for that is Starro. So that is going to be an interesting one. Now, I would say the next negative point I would have to say is I would have to say the sluggishness of combat in terms of in some areas. Like in some areas you find the combat mechanics really sluggish and some places you didn't. But that that's how I felt, especially when I was playing Robin or Batgirl. I did feel a little bit sluggish there. Um, but yeah, that's how I felt. The traversal though, that's another thing too. I think traversal is another negative point because you have to, if you're gonna play New Game Plus, you have to re-unlock the knighthood. The knighthood is is the key point for the game. But at the same time, I don't think you need to really redo the unlocking again. I think it should be unlocked once you do New Game Plus, which is whether it's the Fortnite glider or the glider for Nightwing, the Mystical Leap for Red Hood, the Justice League teleportation system for Robin, or the glide system for Batgirl. I just think that they should have just kept that unlocked after you beat the game. That should be a perk once you beat the game. But because you can't do that and you have to do the whole thing again, I think that's a kind of a bummer. Just like the fast travel system, you have to do that as well. You have to re-unlock that once you do the New Game Plus. So that's what I really think about like some of the negative points. There is a lot more, but I don't really want to go too much into the negative side because there is I did mention quite a few positives, so that's some of the negative stuff that I wanted to bring to the table. And honestly, guys, I would have to give this game my honest review for this game a score out of 10, a 7.9 out of 10. Yes, a 7.9 out of 10. Surely the reason why I say a 7.9 out of 10 is basically because the story was really good. The 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 combat was good in some areas, and the fact that the interaction that you had with the characters that really had me, you know, it was really fun to play, especially Red Hood. Red Hood was the fun character to play as, so I felt that really cool. Anyway, so 7.9 out of 10 is my review for the game. 7.9 out of 10. Now, but I want to kick it to you guys in the comment section below. What do you guys think about this Gotham Knights? What will you review the game? What is your positive side? What is the negative sides for the game? Sound off in the comment section below. Give me your score. Give me your review of the game too. I would love to hear your feedback. And also, guys, if you're new around here, hit the like button, hit the subscribe button, hit that notification bell because when the video order stream that goes live, you will be notified. If you want to follow me on Twitter at Taladia Plays, that link will be in the description alongside the Inside the Multiverse, a DC Comics podcast that I do. That is going to be in the description in as well, alongside the podcast Discord server where you can chat with me and my co-host DC Comics Gamer and many of the community members that we have in there. It's a great place to be if you're excited for Suicide Squad, Killer Justice League, or so many other big games that are coming up. Then you guys can look forward to interacting with us there. We will have the episode for Inside the Multiverse predictions video for the Game Awards coming up pretty soon. And in the next stream, guys, because I'm doing this video is going up. Well, today is the 16th, which is my birthday. I'm at the time of recording, but it'll be going up on the 17th, and then on the 19th, guys, of November, I'm doing my DC show, which is called This Week in DCU, and we talk about everything that's happened in this week in DC in terms of from David Zaslav to James Gunn to the games verse as well. We'll be talking about what's going to be the future for DC games, and I'm going to be having guests on such as Jay Heat, Comics League, Jared from Comics League, Nix from the Phoenix Press, and the Bat Channel as well, who's going to be joining me on this channel on the 19th, which I'll be live streaming at 7 p.m. GMT time. So you want to stay tuned for that. So I've been your host Taladia Plays. Hope you have enjoyed this video. Like, comment, favorite, and subscribe, and hit that notification bell when the video does go live. You will be notified. And until the next video stroke live stream, guys, stay safe out there, and I'll see you guys in the next video. Peace.